In this session, I am going to show a few examples on maneuvering of pieces. Now, what do I mean by maneuvering of pieces? What happens in the opening is we are trying to develop our pieces very quickly, and when we do that, sometimes we place them in incorrect squares, and then some of the pieces turn out to be passive or in the wrong place to begin with. So what do? Middle game is the time when we can correct these mistakes. So whichever piece is not in the right place, we can in the middle game try to get them to better squares. Now there are two ways to do this. First important thing we need to realize is when there is a bad piece in our position, it is important that we identify and realize that we have a bad piece or one of our pieces is not in the best possible square. Now unless you realize that you have a bad piece, it's really not possible to get them to better squares. Now let's assume you have identified that you have a bad piece in the position. What do we do then? Now there are two possible options. One, you can simply move it to a better square in one move, in which case I would call it as improving the piece position. So the improving of piece position, it just takes one move. You just move from a bad square to a good square. But sometimes it's not so easy. Now you have a bad piece, but the good square is far away. In such situations, what we do? We have to move the bad piece from one bad square to possibly another bad square or an average square and finally to a better square. So here it is obvious that there is loss of time because we are moving one bad piece from one